Yo, it's your boy, Mr. Locario. So now in this video, I want to talk about how there's no such thing as right or wrong, or you could say good or bad, or good or evil, or whatever. There's no such thing. Now, you're probably saying, come on, Locario, stop, bro. Come on, fam, stop it. What are you talking about? See, what you have to understand is that things happen, things occur. And then it's your perspective, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's good or bad. You understand? Whether it's good or evil, right? Now you're probably saying, come on, man, that's bullshit. Because if somebody kills somebody, that's clearly wrong. Yeah, that's clearly wrong in your opinion, meaning that's clearly wrong from your perspective. But let me ask a question. Let's say somebody had a bunch of people, let's say like 50 people in a building, and that person has a bomb, and then someone has to kill that person who has the bomb to save the 50 people. Now at this point you might say, well, if they shoot that guy in the head, then that was a good thing. But then on the flip side, you just said killing is wrong. So is it wrong or is that right? Is that good or is that bad? See, from whatever perspective you're looking at it, that's where you're going to come at the opinion of whether something is good or bad, or right or wrong. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is there's really no such thing as something that is, this is just wrong, period, and everyone agrees this is wrong, and then this is right, period, and everyone agrees this is right. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is that a lot of times when we think that, well, this is the right thing to do and this is the wrong thing to do, we come at it from our own perspective and we think that everyone is going to see it the same way. So this is when we get into the conversation of, morals and stuff. Well, it's immoral to do this, or it's immoral to do that. According to who? You understand what I'm saying? See, it's according to that person's perspective or this person's perspective. Another person might have a different perspective on it, right? See, even the things, for example, that I think are right or wrong are really just from my perspective, right? Something that I think is right, another person may think is wrong, right? And something that, I might think is wrong, another person might think is right. You see what I mean? And so a lot of times we like to think that there's this one way to look at everything, or there's this one way to do everything, or everyone's going to see everything the same way. And then we expect people to act or be that way, that, the way that we are, or the way that we think, or to look at things the same way we look at things. And that's not how life goes. You understand what I'm saying? See, things are going to happen, things are going to occur. And based off of your perspective, you're going to say whether it's right or wrong. Because even right now, as you're listening to this video, you're probably like, come on, man, if somebody, steals, that's wrong, period. It even says in the Bible, thou shalt not steal, and that's wrong because the Bible said it and all this other stuff, right? And so that's your perspective, that stealing is wrong. But understand, let's say you talk about it in a different context. Let's say a person who is super extremely poor, let's say they have a kid and they haven't eaten in like 2 days, and then they go into a grocery store and steal some bread and some bologna or some stuff, right? So on the surface, you'll say, yeah, that's wrong to steal, but to them, it was right to take it because they needed to survive. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that you might say, well, it's wrong to steal, but then they're saying it's right to take it because if I don't take it, I won't survive, right? And then you got to look at both of those perspectives, and then you say who's right, who's wrong. And in both situations, a person can say, well, I could see from both situations where the point is being made. You can say, well, this is wrong because stealing is wrong. But then you can also say it's not wrong because they needed to eat. or else they wouldn't survive. They'll probably die of starvation or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to look at these things from a bird's eye view and understand that a lot of the stuff that you consider right or wrong, good or bad, good or evil or whatever, is really from your perspective. You understand? Because you don't know the reason behind why people do what they do. You understand? You really don't know. So you're judging what's happening based on your own perspective and thoughts about the situation. And you can do this for any situation that you come up with, because on the surface, at the top of your mind, you're saying, but no, Lucario, there is something that's wrong, and there is a right way to do things, and there is a wrong thing to do, and there's a good thing, and then there's an evil thing. What you have to understand is that everything that you're looking at when it comes to this is coming from your perspective on it. You understand? See, when you watch a movie and you have the villain, the evil villain, the reason why the villain does what they do is they have a purpose to why they're doing it, and their purpose from their perspective is good. In fact, when you watch a movie and you see the hero and the villain, understand that to the villain, the hero is the villain. Hope that didn't go over your head. If you're watching a movie and you have a hero and a villain, to the villain, the hero is the villain, which means that to the villain, the hero is trying to stop the villain from what the villain is trying to do. But from the villain's perspective, what they're trying to do is right. You see what I'm saying? And then from the hero's perspective, what the villain is trying to do is wrong. There's no such thing as right and wrong. It's how you see it. Now, with that being said, I'm not sitting here saying, do crazy stuff because, there's no right and wrong, so I'm just going to do whatever and do crazy stuff, because that's your decision to do what you do, right? But I want you to just understand that perspective so that you're not on your high horse thinking that everything that you think is right for everybody, and everything you think is wrong for everybody. You understand? Because you have to realize that people are coming from different perspectives. You understand? Coming from different perspectives. And the thing is that when you get caught up in this thing where, you're wrong because the Bible said, or you're wrong because the way my mama taught me, or you're wrong because it's like you're placing your own judgments on everyone else. Because see, me personally, I think it's wrong, and notice I'm saying I think it's wrong when people are, infringing on other people's space in any type of violence, or trying to stop people from, being who they want to be. You understand? I think it's wrong to shit on people because they're gay, or because they're a certain race, or they come from a certain, I think that's wrong, right? But that's what I think. You see what I mean? But what happens is that it doesn't make this or that a fact that it's right or wrong. Because remember, it's still coming from the perspective, because I may see someone and I say, you're hating on that gay person. But then that person might say, well, I'm not hating on them. I just know that God said that gay people are supposed, you understand what I'm saying? So that's from their perspective. From their perspective, they're not hating. From my perspective, they're hating. You see what I mean? So you got to understand that, it's not this simple thing where there's these 10 things and these are all right. And there are these 10 things and these are all wrong. And that's just the end all be all of it. No, that's not how life goes. Right? So understand that a lot of shit is, when it comes to this, understand that, a lot of this stuff has to do with your perspective on things, their perspective on things, And just, you need to have that understanding to see that from a bird's eye view and not think that your way and everything that you do and everything that you think is the right way. And that if no one is doing the things that you expect them to do the way that you wanted to do it in the type of way that it needs to be done is a wrong thing.